Hi guys, and welcome to my 75th video. Thank you so much for joining me if you are a return subscriber, or hello if you are new. My name's Adrina. I'm an Australian teacher and mum, currently on a break at the moment, trying to figure out this whole teacherpreneur online space, selling my teaching resources and clip art on Teachers Pay Teachers and online. Today's video, we are doing a very long-awaited income report. It is going to be the income report for the month of March 2023. I do want to firstly just start out by saying I'm so sorry this is out so late because I've had major issues with my computer, and also I have been a little bit sick. So that is why that I haven't gotten this out, but at the moment my computer is just going crazy. It's literally like glitching every half an hour. So if I get this video out today or even tomorrow, then that is a major win for me. So I am not in the spot to really buy a brand new computer right now. So I'm just hoping that I can continue to figure out what's wrong with this computer and why it's crashing and all that stuff. But cross your fingers for me guys, because my computer is getting on. It is pretty old-ish. Like, I think I got it in 2017. So it's getting on, but I'm hoping it's still got a few years left in it, but we'll see. So let's just quickly recap on last month, which last month was a bit of a doozy really, because we did try, and I don't know why I did this, but we tried to up our goal or the budget for the month of February to $150, but we did not make that at all. So that's okay. We then had the budget for this month be 120, so it was gone down a little bit. So we're going to see basically whether I made my budget for the month of $120 in Tealazzo Clipart. If you've been following along on this journey, you'll know that my budget has been to crack $120 per month on Tealazzo Clipart. And of course, like, some months I have done it and some months I haven't. So let's see how we went for the month of March. And I'm just going to get straight into it because I don't know if my computer is going to crash or not. So let's just see how we go, and I'll meet you over onto my computer. And just quick side note, I am doing this a little bit differently today because my computer, like I said, is glitching out. So I actually have to synchronize my iPad to my computer to actually even do this income report. So if you see my iPad on the computer, that's because my computer's actually just being so strange and weird. So anyway, that's that. Hi guys, and welcome to my March 2023 income report. It has been a while since I've talked to you guys because this computer has been a little bit crazy, so I haven't been able to film or edit any of the videos, and that's why this income report is so late. So I'm so sorry about that, but let's get straight into it. I am going to have to use my iPad for this, like I mentioned in the beginning, and I will have to do all of the stuff on here. So I've synchronized my iPad to my computer so we can do this income report. So if you see it like look a bit different, that's why. So first of all, I am going to bring up my Excel spreadsheet. We might just have to move that out of the way for a minute. So as you can see, if you've been following along, you'll know all of this kind of stuff. If this is the first video that you're watching of mine, basically I've been recording all my earnings for the last few years that I've been on Tealazzo Clipart, and basically we're at a point now where I've got majority of what my goal is to earn 120 every month. So last month we had the budget of $150 and we made $98.03. So this month we have the budget now of $120. So we're going to see for the month of March whether we were able to accomplish that or not. And just for anyone that is watching this for the first time, I don't do any kind of marketing besides obviously this YouTube, which is, I wouldn't say an actively market, but if there is anyone that kind of finds me from my YouTube videos, and that is, I guess, something. But for the most part, like, I don't actively do Pinterest or Instagram or anything of that at this point in time. They are in my plans in the future, but just not right now. I don't have the time for that. So this is all, I guess, majority organic TPT traffic sales. So let's get into it. So let's have a look at my storefront and kind of see what went on for the month of March. Now, mind you, we are a little bit into April at the moment, so some of the things that I've uploaded have been in April as well. So you can see at the moment I've got 618 followers, I have got 294 votes, and I have now got 342 products. That number, when I look at that number, it just makes me think of when I first started and I had like 0, and it just makes me proud that I've released that amount of products. So I will just kind of briefly kind of scroll down and just kind of show you some of the things I've been doing. I've kind of had to resort back to some digital papers because I did have limited time. So I did, whenever you see me do digital papers, usually it means that I've got limited time. So I usually do digital papers if I want to put a product out, but I just have a more limited time. But you can kind of see that I've just done a really different kind of range of things. There's no kind of set order as to why I've kind of created these. It's definitely an emotional thing for me. Like, I just kind of create what I feel like in the moment. I know that's not always strategic and smart, but it is just how I've been operating for the last however long, because when you are a creative person, creativity comes and goes, and sometimes you just feel like you want to create certain things and you just want to make that. So that's just how I am, at least. So you can kind of see I focused on a bit of like the birthday stuff, and I will actually bring you to my Trello board because that will give you a better depiction of what I actually made in March. So in March, so what I like to do, this is my Trello board. I have shown this pretty much I think in most videos I do for my income reports, but I basically just kind of record. It kind of keeps me accountable, and it keeps me accountable so I can basically produce things. I am someone that likes to have my mind, like, have a list and have it to be ticked off sort of kind of person. Like, I'm a strong type B person with type A tendencies, let's just say that. But anyway, like, my Trello board helps me so much with my productivity, only because I know that every month I aim to put at least 10 clip art products out. And if I get at least 10, I give myself this little green tick. If I don't, then I will give myself like a little warning sign to say I need to kind of shape up and at least try a little bit harder, and I'll show you what that looks like. So pretty much since I started recording, this is from last year in 2020, like I did at least 10 products every month besides December. And I guess that was kind of understandable because December was a busy month for me, like organizing gifts and presents. And when you are in a situation like myself where your partner works away for part of the week, well then yeah, that can be hard to raise a child on your own sort of thing, if that makes any sense. So you see here March, they're kind of the things that I was working on. We started off working on the 4-leaf clovers because I knew that St. Patrick's was coming up, but I knew that was probably a bit late, but I just didn't really have much for that. So I just put some things out, put some like a little Easter bunny thing, because I knew April was coming for Easter. And of course I should probably be making these a little bit more in advance, but it is what it is. At least I'll have them there for the next kind of years. Then I kind of went into like the birthday theme because I knew that was kind of more of, I don't know, it could be more evergreen, I guess, birthday as the theme. Did some presents, and I did like a bundle and stuff like that. So that is basically what I have gotten done in March. So I gave myself my green tick, so I'm happy with that. I actually got quite a few products out for the month of March. This is the only amount of products I've kind of released so far in April, so you can kind of just see my workflow with that. And then I do also have a Trello board for my other store as well that kind of keeps me accountable too. So I get to kind of see if I've at least put one product out in the creative table. Sometimes if I put 2 out, that's good. But for this year, like, Tealazzo Clipart is my main priority, only because I'm in a season of life, as you all know if you've been watching, where I'm raising my child and time is limited for me. So I got to do what I can with the time I'm given, and it's much more productive for me to be able to do things on my iPad, which is mostly creative clip art stuff. And with my computer crashing out like this, like, it's hard for me to work on the creative table. But I do want to I do go through phases. I do go through seasons where I feel like more creative in like I wanting to create more like artistic kind of things or like clip art. And then I go through phases where I'm like, oh, let me get into my like my teacher vibe and let's create like a teaching resource or something. So that's just like basically how I organize my brain. My Trello board, it's amazing and I love it since I learned about it from the TPT conference last year. I've used it ever since then when I first learned about it. I don't think I first learned about Trello at the actual conference. I just first learned how to use it because I did actually start a Trello board, but I didn't really know that you could use the visuals, so I didn't bother looking further into it. And then when I saw how someone else used it at the TPT conference last year, I was like, oh my goodness, this is life-changing for me. So that's basically that. Let's now go and fill in my report, the TPT progress report. So I might actually just take this off the screen and I'll zoom into this so you can see it better, because I know that I've had people in the past that have complained that they couldn't really see it. So I will see you in a second. So we're doing the progress report for the month of March. So of course right now it is actually the 14th of April. How funny is that? I actually conducted it at the same time last month. That's so weird. Okay, so it's actually the 14th of April. And so, yes, you can see, yeah. And so conducted on the 14th of April 2023. So I've done the due diligence now of filling this in from the last report. So I'm going to fill this in now based off my current stats. So last report I had 589 followers. So this month I have 618 followers. Last month I had 278 reviews. And this month I had 294 reviews. And then last month, the last income report, I should say, last income report, I had 317 products, and now I have 342, which is pretty wild because that is a big jump. So let me just now fill this in now. So that means it is an increase of 29 followers from 589 to 618, and then we had an increase of 16 reviews from 278 to 294, and then for products we had an increase of 25 products. So budget here was $120. So let's go find out whether we made budget or not for the month of March. On my store, so I'm going to go now to my dashboard and we're going to see if we made budget for the month of March 2023. So you'll be able to see, sorry, this is so enlarged, this is on my iPad. You'll be able to see this is the month so far for April. So I'm at $35.52 so far for April. And we're already on the 14th day. So that's, I don't know if we're going to make budget this month, only for month of April, I should say, because of how far we are already into the month. But okay, so now let's go and see if we've made our budget of $120 for the month of March. So I'm going to go into custom range. We're going to go to March 1st to March 31st, apply. Did we make our budget of $120 for the month of March 2023? Let's have a look. Yay, we did by $1.91. Oh my goodness. Talk about cutting it close. $121.91, you guys. So I can give myself a little green circle on my progress report because we did actually make it. So I'm cheering about that. I mean, it was only $1.91 more, but that is still $1.91 over budget. I'm happy about that. Again, in the future, I would like to, of course, increase that for overall like monthly gain, but look, I'm happy because the month before we were quite low, so that has been definitely pleasantly surprised me a little bit, to be honest. I'm grateful for that. Now let me just go, got earnings, let's have a look now at conversions for this month. 2.4% views, 1,338. That kind of looks like not too bad. Let me see what I got last year. Okay, so we increased with views. That's some good news. More views from last year. I'm happy about that too. Units sold. So, opposite. So last year I sold 23 and this year I sold 32. So Let's also have a look, because I didn't actually see what I earned last year. So I've increased from last year also with my sales, which that is a plus. So I'm grateful for that. Cool. So that's exciting. A lot of those are up figures. So I'm excited about that. I'm happy about that. Traffic. Now I have heard on the grapevine that the traffic sort of is not all that accurate. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just something I've been hearing, and I don't know if that's just noise or if that's actually legit. Like the from what I've heard on the grapevine, the views and traffic isn't always exact from where it's coming from and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that. That's just something that I've heard. So I'm just trying to figure out if that's true or not. But anyway, despite that, I am happy about that. Very happy. I'm going to go and fill in my part of the income report for money now. So I'll see you in a sec. Alrighty. So budget was $120. Earnings were $121.91. So we are up $1.91. Get it? That's funny. So did I achieve budgets this month? Yes, I did. Get rid of the red one. We did a green month this month. Hooray. Now I have filled this in. I'm just going to copy and paste this in, and I'm going to read it out to you so you can kind of know what my thoughts were for the month of March. Okay, so I've just gone and filled in the bottom part for my notes and thoughts for the month of March. So I've basically just written this. This month I worked hard and trained to upload products to my Clipart store. I was able to upload more than my usual product amount, which I'm happy about, which is 10 usually per month. So I've doubled that, which is more than doubled that, which is great for me in productivity wise. In terms of my personal website, I have put that on the back burner just for the moment, but we'll plan to pick that up again in the next few months. So if you listen to my last income report, I think I talked about it might have been my last one or the last one or the one before that. I talked about working on my website and stuff like that. And I do plan on having like a subscription in the future, but right now it's still in its very early stages. And yeah, I didn't get to work on it for the month of March, but I am going to pick that up in the next couple of months again, because I really do want to get that up and running. But like I said, I'm mama. I'm trying to organize my life and trying to figure out where I should put my time and effort and stuff like that. So that's just that. So it is on the back burner. We also had a massive thing, happen in TPT land, where IXL, so if you saw my last video, you'll know that IXL, another education company, bought out or acquired TPT. I have a whole video on that and the new updates for TPT, so if you don't know anything about it, go watch that video. But basically TPT now has a new CEO named Paul, which is quite ironic because the very first founder of TPT was also named Paul. So Paul seems like a very strong CEO kind of name, I guess. A very popular name. So anyway, I wrote, so it will be interesting to see how the rest of the year plays out with all the new changes and possible upcoming changes. So I know for myself personally, I did express my worry, I think in the video, also in the survey that they actually released recently, about like not wanting TPT to become a subscription platform. I know that there was never anything said that they have plans on that, but I think with someone new coming in and taking over, that is going to be a concern for a lot of people, because with IXL and some of the other websites attached to IXL, some of them are subscription based, but so far we know that there's no plans, at least no immediate plans for it to be subscription based. So that is kind of a little bit comforting at the minute. So let's hope that kind of stays the way it is. Anyway, we'll just have to see what happens through the rest of the year. So anyway, I just wrote, this month I have made my health and exercise a priority again. So again this month, and have remained consistent with going to the gym. I've been working my booty off, you guys, at the gym. I will say that, especially like I'm talking literally too. I've been doing them hip thrust, trying to get myself back into fit mode after having baby. It's been like more than 2.5 years now, and I'm only just starting to feel like myself, like I've said in various videos. But the gym is just like a little outlet for me time, and I'm feeling good from it. So I really keeping that up. My muscles are growing. feeling good. I'm going to the gym with my friends and I do like a little boot camp and we kind of train together, so that's been really fun. And so a lot of my time on the days that I would usually have off, I've actually dedicated to going to the gym and hanging out with her and stuff like that. So that is why I've been a little bit late also with some of my videos and stuff like that. But I'm just grateful that you are sticking around and have the patience through it all. But anyway, I just wrote, but this has made me lose some time working on my business, because that's basically what it has done. Wherever your energy goes, it grows. So basically, at the minute, I am working on myself at the gym. So a lot of that has taken time out of my days, especially the days that I have off, son's at daycare and stuff like that. So they're the times that I get that day to myself, and so I have to choose how I spend that day, and part of that is going to the gym. So I might be out for a couple of hours on that day, and that can really make a big difference productivity of my business. So that is something that, although it's kind of, I feel like I'm a little bit behind it sometimes, I do need to think like health is also wealth, so I need to prioritize that. And I know that that's just something that I'm going to continue doing for the next few months. So if I am a little bit slower with some things, that I am trying my best to kind of juggle as much as I can, but I'm not trying to burn myself out. But I know that going to the gym is definitely making me a better person, and it gives me a good space to just do my workout, spend a bit of time for myself, and I don't need to explain it, but that's just how I feel. Anyway, I will still, however, keep on going and just continue to do what I can each month as I'm going through transition phase, also with my partner, which is what I wrote also, because we are at the moment, like I did kind of hint at this in the last few videos, where my partner and I are going through a bit of a transition phase where he is switching, or there's a possibility of him switching jobs, and it's not a typical job. It's not a job that like, I don't want to go too in depth into it, but it's just like, it's a completely different field to what he's not different field, but it's different in the way of how people would normally work. Like, it's not a 9 to 5 kind of job. It's a different type of job, which requires a lot of discussing with me how it's going to work and what it's going to look like if he does go to this new job. So things are really up in the air at the moment, and I am lucky enough that I have a very supportive partner when it comes to finances. He is the breadwinner of our family, so I'm the person, I guess, the primary caregiver of our son. And so I have him a lot of the time, and he's the worker at this point in our relationship. So that is kind of a bit nerve-wracking for us, because when anyone changes jobs, it's just like, what's going on? And I'm just kind of riding this roller coaster with him at the moment. So in the next few months, we'll figure out whether he does end up doing this new thing, or whether he's going to stay at the job that he's at. So all crazy times, but it's exciting, but also really freaky and scary, and it's like unpredictable, and it's like we just don't know what's happening at the minute. So anyway, that is the income report for that. I will say I'm really glad that I did get to make budget, because last month, like I said, we were down. I do though want to just quickly go and show you my other store, because I do like to just add a little brief clip into my other store for anyone that wants to know how my other store is going, and then add them up together to get a final total. And I did not put it in my Excel spreadsheet, so I have to do that too. So let's go and do that. Okay, so we're back here on my spreadsheet where I record my monthly earnings. So for this month, we earned $121.91 for the month of March 2023. So that means we can give ourselves a little green one. Thank you. So we have made budget for the month. So I don't know what happened here. Why did I increase it to 150? I don't know, but I remember I set my budgets at the very beginning of the year. Now I'm like, why is it up to 150? Okay. This makes, okay, you guys, based off what I've seen so far for April, sitting at $35, it's a high chance for the next income report I'm not going to make my budget. But like I said, you never know, so we'll just keep it at that. And if I don't achieve that, that is okay. and I might have to rethink for my budget for year 2024 as well, of how I'm going to, do things. But I really am excited to kind of see what August is going to bring, because of the amount of new products I'll have, and because obviously usually August is like a decent month. So I'm seeing if I will, and that's pretty high for me. I've never earned that amount of money off TPT, $700 in a month, not yet. So I don't know if that's even going to happen, but we'll just see. But anyway, the next 4 months, it looks like we're at 150 for our budget. I don't know if I should try and adjust it. Look, I'm not going to adjust it. I'm just going to keep it at 150 and just see what happens. And if I don't make it, that's okay. And I'll just have to revamp for next year and see how I go. With the more data I get, the more I can kind of adjust. And I don't give myself a bad time or a hard time if I don't make budget. It's just like seeing where the trends are of like the money situation, and seeing if I am, making 3 figures or 2 figures a month, in what month, and stuff like that. So this is kind of like more experimenting for me, and just kind of sharing my data and all that kind of stuff. So that's my Excel spreadsheet. Now I'm going to just quickly show you really quick. I'll log into my other store. Okay, so we're here in my other store. So far the creative table is doing much better than Tealazzo Clipart, which is sort of expected, I suppose, because Clipart is more of a want rather than an exact need. Whereas I guess when you are a teacher and you're looking for resources, you might be more inclined to buy something more teacher related rather than Clipart. So that does make sense. And also this store has been out longer as well. So let's just go and have a look what we made for the month of March. So for March, we earned $288, you guys. That's pretty good. Now, what did I earn last year? So I earned only a little bit more than last year, but I'm still chuffed with that because I haven't done nearly as much work in the creative table that I have Tealazzo. Like Tealazzo's been, for me, if I was like looking at myself from an outer perspective, I'd be telling myself, girl, what are you doing? Why are you working on your Clipart store? You should be working on this store because this is the one that's earning you more revenue. Like, I know that mentally, like if I spent more time in the creative table, I could probably build this more up with more resources. But my passion, my energy and time really gives for creating Clipart over resources at this point in time. I love them both equally. Well, actually, I lie. I probably do love my Clipart store a little bit more, but I do love creating resources. When I'm in the mood, I love creating resources, but I really feel like the artistic, creative, kind of graphic type of vibe, that comes so much more naturally and easy to me, especially doing it for the last couple of years. Like, I really enjoy that. It's easy for me to kind of feel passionate and just get up and work. Whereas when I am doing resources, I feel like I need to mentally prepare myself a little bit more to what am I going to create and how am I going to do it. Like, and it does take a lot more longer in that regard for me personally. So with that said, so I earned $121.91 in my Clipart store, and then I earned $288.35. So let's just quickly add that up. Alrighties guys, sorry about that. I have had to actually open it up on my iPad because it wasn't working on my computer when I tried to do this. So let's add those two up. So from my creative table store, I had $120.91. Add what I earned from the creative table, which is $288.35, which equals a total of $410.26. So I'm happy enough with that. That's pretty good. Let's type that in for US dollar to Australian dollar, because as we know, it does transfer over a little bit more. So that is about $605 for me here in Australia. So that's good. Like, that's a decent amount. So I'm grateful for that, especially in these kind of times. I'm just trying to figure out how I can still kind of scale this. And I guess my goal is at least eventually to be earning at least 4 figures, like maybe get to $1,000 in the next couple of years. Like, that would be nice. But again, it is a very ebby and flowy kind of business. So I just kind of have to do my best and figure it out and just see how I go with it all. But I am grateful for the money. Any money, every dollar counts, you guys. Like, I'm just always so grateful, especially when you get those little ka-chings on your phone and you're just like about to go to bed. That always makes me smile. So that's one thing I do love about TPT. You go into bed and it's like ka-ching, you're like, oh, I made a sale. So that's cool. But anyway, I will see you in my talking head. I'm sorry if this income report has been a little bit weird and sporadic. There's just been so much going on in my life right now, trying to do things so quickly these days, and I just feel like when you're a mum, you just feel like you're always rushed in everything. It's like, anyway, I don't want to go into the whole motherhood thing, but yeah, I do appreciate you guys. I'm grateful that you're coming along on this journey with me, and yeah, I will just see you in my talking head to finish this video off. Alrighties guys, that is the income report for March 2023. So you would have seen in the beginning that you were able to see a little snapshot into what I already earned for the month of April. And you can kind of see that we're not going too good so far. We're around $35, I think it was. That's still money, so I'm so grateful for that. But we'll see, because we're already like 14 days into April, and I don't know how the rest of April's going to go. But mind you, I will say we did have an Easter break, so it does make sense to me if things are going to be a little bit slower, especially because, you know, people did have Easter off and they probably weren't looking to shop for Clipart in particular, so that's totally fine. So we'll just kind of see how April goes, but I will obviously, if I can get my computer to work properly, try and get my April income report out to you guys in a timely manner. But as you saw for March, we did actually meet our goal and our budget of $120, which I'm so grateful for. And it always pleases me when I'm able to meet my budget, especially because if you have been following along, like, that has been my budget for the last how many months, and when I make it, I'm pretty excited. Like, of course in the future I want to raise that to be a bit higher every month, but it is such a seasonal game. The time, the economics of the world right now is kind of like in this weird spot. So a lot of businesses, the big companies of the world too, are down in some things. It's not just like are singled out. A lot of people are experiencing a bit of lows compared to their usual or compared to previous years. So it's very ebby and flowy at the moment. So I'm just grateful that I did earn that $120 for the month of March, and we're just going to try and continue to upload products, continue to be consistent with our businesses as much as we can, and that's all I can do at this point of my journey. I do know that because I'm not marketing heavily, like I did send out, mind you, there was a sale, was that in April or March? There was a sale recently. I need to start writing this down. I did have a spreadsheet before where I started writing them down, but I've become lazy with that. But I start writing when the sales are again. But there was a sale recently, and I did send out a note to followers, but that is basically as far as I'm going in regards to my marketing. And I know that if I was to promote and do more marketing, I would probably get a better return. I just, on an energetic mental level, I'm not there yet. All I've got really time and energy for is the creation process. So what I can control is my consistency and uploading, at least onto my Tealazzo Clipart store. That's what I've been focusing on, and I do try and every now and again put something out on the creative table. But that is basically all that I've got to really share with you for this income report. You will see in April's, you've already seen what I've already earned so far for that 14 days. But in the next income report, I have my sights to think that I probably won't, because of how far we are in the month already, and that's kind of what I'm sitting at. But we'll see. You never know. So I will see you in my next income report, and I just want to say thank you so much for your patience. If you have been waiting for the videos to come out, I haven't been able to release them, so I do truly appreciate your patience. And then when I do post, if you've come back to watch the videos. So thank you guys. I hope you all had a nice Easter. I don't know if I got to say that in the beginning, but I hope you all had a nice Easter and you got to spend time with your family. And I'm wishing you all the best in your Teachers Pay Teachers business and in life. And I will see you in my next video. Adios!